card he was shown against Celtic in the Cup. Oleg Kuznetsov drops out, and John Brown reverts to central defence. Still no Mark Haitley, but Ian Durrant continues his excellent comeback by starting his 4th consecutive first-team match. It's his 22nd appearance since his serious knee injury in October 1988, and at 25, he still has lots of time to add to his 5 international caps. And the referee this afternoon is Jim Herald from Newton Mearns, a 41-year-old Glasgow solicitor in his 4th season as a Grade 1 official. Ideal conditions for what will undoubtedly be a major closing hurdle for Rangers in the race for the championship. And the United having beaten them here already this season by 3-2, and are determined to maintain their progress towards the upper reaches of the Premier Division. They lie 4th at the moment, with some faint hopes perhaps of an extra UEFA place next season. They'll be looking to maintain that position at least. So a crowd of just under 13,000, all ticket, reflecting the non-availability of the spaces straight across from us, where the new stand is being built. Here's Gary Stevens stepping away from Ray McKinnon. The Rangers reverting to the back 4, which has served them so well, with Stevens so dependable at right back. Goff, Brown and Robertson making up that defence. Leary being invited to leave that by Alan Maines. Very clear call behind him. You can hear that up here. This is McInally. Nodded on there by Ferguson. Brown playing it towards Gary Stevens, whose stumble allowed United to win this throw. This is Ferguson again. Now McInally. Tangle of legs there. Gary Stevens is penalised for his activities on the ground. McKinnon playing it in. There's Ferguson, and there's the menace of Duncan Ferguson. He is so difficult to mark in this position. 6 feet 3 inches tall, and he gets up so well to these cross balls. Look at the height there. A downward header was well saved by Gorham. McCoy put his head to that under severe pressure from Malpass. McCoy has not recovered from that blow in the back of the head. The challenge is made by Maurice Malpass. There's a problem there for McCoist, but that could have caused a lot of trouble there for McCoist. He's taken a very long time to recover, much to the anxiety of these Rangers fans. And as a precaution, McCoist is being withdrawn, at least for the moment. Van der Hoorn underneath that. Mikalichenko sideways towards Robertson. Here's Mikalichenko. Very good tackle by Van der Hoorn, who reacted quickly. Down goes Ferguson, taken from the rear by Goff. The referee has a word with the Rangers captain, another former Dundee United player. As McCoist returns, to a huge welcome from the Rangers fans. Free kick will require to be retaken. Forward from Van der Hoorn. There's Ferreira taking on Brown. Good ton of pace. The early cross towards Ferguson. Well, if United can get the ball wide, Duncan Ferguson can certainly cause problems if he receives deliveries from the flanks. Ferreira holding off Brown, a good change of pace there. Looking for Duncan Ferguson, who got just a bit underneath that. Johnson heading out into space, filled only by Stevens. McCoy did well, linking with McCall initially, then with Durrant. And a good effort on the run from Ali McCoy. Well, that certainly suggests that he's recovered fully from that head injury. Determined play by McCoist, taking that return from McCall initially, then from Durrant, hitting it well on the run. Brown's header, in goes Clellens. He's patient enough to cause problems. Now Duncan Ferguson, looking for Ferreira. Still Ferreira, impeded by Brown. The referee waving play on there. But Ferreira's confidence there, his ability to run at defenders, proving troublesome. This is a very good striking combination for United. The trickery and pace on the ground of Ferreira, and the skill and the delicate touch of Duncan Ferguson in the air. Back here with Neri and Malpass. Ferreira again, seeing plenty of the ball early on. Turning very well. Excellent close control. Takes the return there from Cleland. And the recovery made by Durant. A lively piece of defending there by Ian Durant. And certainly a very important intervention. Malpass with a header, and across it goes to Van der Haan. Johnson, Bowman. Van der Haan showing good close control, coming from defence. Duncan Ferguson's layoff. Johnson finds McKinnon. It's a great move from United. And McKinnon's cross met firmly there by John Brown. Here's Durant in space, holding off McInally. Here's Mikhalichenko on the left. McCoy's making a near post run. There's Gary Stevens. And that was great defending by Ray McKinnon. Well, but for McKinnon's presence, Gary Stevens would surely have scored. Now, McKinnon, remember, has just been involved in a United attack, and he came back a long way to put Stevens under pressure. So Rangers are going to make a change here. Ali McCoy has tried very hard indeed to battle back into the match, but he's clearly still suffering from that head knock he sustained early in the match, so he goes off. A sensible precaution with a head injury, and the replacement is Paul Rideout, a £500,000 signing from Notts County, an ideal replacement to play right through the middle. Spackman forward, there's Gordon, tackled from the rear by McInally. McInally thought there was a dive there by Gordon, but he did appear to catch the Rangers player, and that's clearly the message being imparted by referee Jim Herald. Gordon didn't deceive McKinnon there with that little shuffle. Spackman forward, in goes McInally. Here's John Brown and Spackman. Riot helping that on, trying to release Stuart McCall, who had supported from midfield. Brown's header, here's Cleland. Ferreira. Fine control once again. Running at John Brown. And very close indeed, that effort from Victor Ferreira. He really is very skillful indeed when he receives a pass with a defender close to him. He turned away here brilliantly, then checked inside John Brown, set up this left foot shot, and it's very close indeed. Ferreira, hustled by McCall. Mikhalichenko, Spackman. Gordon did well to find Stevens. All hectic stuff. Alexei Mikhalichenko coming from the right this time, releasing Gary Stevens with a fine pass. And McKinnon again doing some good defensive work, getting back there. Spackman into space for McCall. Getting forward well, Stuart McCall. He's supporting his front men extremely well. This pass from Spackman, met by McCall, turning that into space and trying to play the ball across the face of the goal, I think. Breaks off Brown to Cleland. Bowman goes on the outside, provides a decoy. Duncan Ferguson's layoff. There's Cleland! Superb play from United. And credit must go also to Dave Bowman. Look at his contribution as he goes outside Cleland, allowing him to come inside. The layer from Duncan Ferguson set up the shooting chance. That was excellent play. And the referee is adding on no more. It's been a very good first half. Extremely competitive, lots of quality play from both sides, each of whom enjoyed spells on the ascendancy, but in the end, just about right at half-time. It's Dundee United 0, Rangers 0. So United get us away in the second half, having contributed very well to the quality of the match in the first half. Rangers having to reorganise somewhat after losing McCoist, who is such a familiar target up front to his midfield men. Adjusting to the qualities of Paul Rideout, who's been joined by Ian Durrant in a twin striker role. As the first half wore on, that became the pattern, and it has been started again in the second half. Gordon and Mikhalichenko, of course, can get up to support men like Durrant and Rideout very easily on the flanks. That came off the head of Neary. Here's Jim McInally shrugging off Durrant, showing a lot of confidence. That's fine play by McInally. Ideally set up to give some confidence to his teammates, his young teammates in particular. Durrant's away from Neary, playing it in early for Rideout. Well, pass at full stretch there. Put across by Gordon for Mikhalichenko. Here's Spackman. Couldn't quite control that on the run. Now Grant Johnson. Pereira and Ferguson ahead. That's for Ferguson. Showing a good turn of pace there. Supported well by Cleland. Oh, what a good turn that was by Ferguson. A very awkward ball played in there. It came off the base of the post, I think. Well, Duncan Ferguson so dangerous in the air, but showing some excellent control on the ground this time. A pass there from Johnson, pace there from Duncan Ferguson, going to his right, which is weaker side, but he turned there, and then deceived John Brown with that excellent turn, and the cross coming off the bottom of the post. Pereira looking there for Johnson. For Stevens. There's Neary. Now McInally holding off Rideout. There's Malpass and Neary. Good angle made there by Bowman. It wasn't intended for Johnson. Reached its original target. Jim McInally now. Here's Ferreira. He runs so well with the ball at his feet. Pace and control here. Brought down well by Stevens with a tackle. He's played the ball first. Now McInally. Right out to Spackman. There's McCall, closed down quickly by Cleland, but he was strong enough there, McCall, and determined enough. This is Robertson, Mikhalichenko in space on the near touchline. This is Durrant, now McCall, and the offside flag not up. There's Mikhalichenko! The opener for Rangers. The United defence was static. Mikhalichenko put in initially. It was Durrant with that little quick pass, lofted forward by McCall. Look at the United defence, they're standing still there as Mikhalichenko brings that down and steers the ball beyond Alan Main. Mikhalichenko scoring his 9th goal of the season. Very important contribution. It's the goal which breaks the Premier Division scoring record. Rangers scoring goal number 91 in the league, and that hasn't been done before since the Premier Division came into play in 1976. So a record-breaking goal, but one which I'm certain the United defence will be very displeased with. Here's Duncan Ferguson. Still retains possession. Very heavy tackle that by Goff on Johnson. Goff explaining that he was going for the ball. Ray McKinnon doesn't seem to agree. Well, Ferguson did well initially, then played this across into space, and Goff going in late there on Johnson. Remember, Goff has been booked in the match already. Played in by McInally. Brown's headed out. Gordon touching that away from Neary. McKinnon with Stevens. Stevens who wins it, but it's help from McInally, which wins possession for United. Ferreira. That's well struck, and a deflection there this time. The corner kick has been given. Well, Victor Ferreira, so skillful and quick, incisive inside the box. Look at the way he makes a chance here for himself. And it came off Richard Goff for the corner. I can't think of another player in the Scottish game who takes corner kicks with different feet on both sides of the pitch. McKinnon does that. Duncan Ferguson's header. Hopeful appeals for handball against John Brown, but he clearly took that in his midriff. There's Malpass, aiming that towards Ferguson. Goes all the way through to McKinnon. Ferguson. Rather obvious pass that towards Cleland. It was read by Stuart McCall. Did very sharply. Dave Bowman takes a throw short to Van der Haan. The chance is on for McInally! The equaliser for United! The ball was deflected into his path by Spackman. But what a superb finish! The short throw there to Van der Haan. His cross played in here, comes off Nigel Spackman, and there was McInally sprinting in to score the equaliser in the 59th minute of the match. Well, disappointment there for Spackman. He was very unlucky. The ball glanced off his head there into the path of McInally sprinting forward. It's McInally's fourth goal of the season. Duncan Ferguson trying to find McKinnon. It's well read by Stevens. Now Durant, plenty of space to come forward. Mikhalichenko free on the left. And a great effort by Mikhalichenko. And a wonderful save by Alan Main. Well, this was terrific action. The pass here from Durant, pulling United players to him, then playing that wide. Just look at the power in this shot. And the save from Alan Main, one of the best he'll have made all season. Durant's corner. Mikhalichenko there, the ball swept away by Neary. There's Ferreira. Winning the ball from Spackman. McKinnon forward, here's Duncan Ferguson. Bowman calling for the ball ahead. Cleland's available in the middle. Over on the far side, with a chance on, and the ball could have reached Grant Johnson. A feature of United's play always is the way they get players forward so rapidly from midfield, from defensive positions. That's well worth the effort. Carefully watched over the top by Alan Main. Well, they appear to be surprised by that somewhat, and little wonder, because John Brown was so far out here, fully 30 yards. Hit that very well with his left foot, and Main made absolutely certain there could be no slip-up. The corner will be taken by Durant. In for Gordon. There's John Brown. No answer this time from Alan Main. And John Brown's sheer determination written all over his face there. But this was extremely well struck. It's midway through the second half. It came from the corner kick, which is taken by Ian Durant. Now, this ball reached Dale Gordon. He wasn't well enough marked. There were appeals for handball as it came off the arm of Freddie Van der Haan. It was clearly accidental, and this was drilled home superbly by Brown. Durant looks up for support. Karichenko. Came off Neary, but Alan Main will retrieve it. Durant into a gap for Ryder. He's wide open now to score the third for Rangers. He's gone too wide now. Well, what a fine opportunity it was. He has to settle for a corner kick. He can't believe that. Chances really don't come any better than this. At this level, right out in the clear, trying to go wide of Alan Main. And he just played the ball too firmly there, wide of the target. Had to turn back. John Brown underneath that. It's down to Duncan Ferguson. It's been chopped off, but fouled by Jackson and Brown. Oh, what a strike that was by Duncan Ferguson. We'll see why it was chopped off here. It was Darren Jackson rather leaning into John Brown. What a finish it was from Ferguson. So we're approaching the final minute of the match now. Rangers supporters ready to celebrate in earnest. Another important victory if it stays the same. Here's Duncan Ferguson trying to change that though. Space over on the far side from McInally. Johnson to Neary. There's Welsh. Pressurised there instantly by Stevens. Jackson and Ferguson together. Here's Ferguson. Van der Haan. McKinnon's free on the right. Trying to make a good accurate cross there. He couldn't get the ball in now. It's Gordon who breaks. Houstra on the right. Gary Stevens sprinting forward in the inside right channel. Still Houstra. And a good effort in the end from Houstra. Wasn't far away. Well, all his teammates making decoy runs all over the place for him. One of them was Gary Stevens. Stevens going through into the attacking position. Houstra retaining possession and then trying to bend one in the corner. Right out gives chase. Well, the final whistle goes. Rangers march on in the championship race, where they won't get it any tougher than they got it this afternoon from Dundee United, who battled so hard all the way. John Brown was the player who popped up to score the winner. It was an excellent strike in the 67th minute of the game, after Jim McInally had equalised. The goal scored in 50 minutes by Alexei Karichenko. United going off with a sense of injustice. They clearly believe they deserved more from the match. They certainly played extremely well for long phases, but Rangers had that vital edge which has seen them through. The final score, Dundee United 1, Rangers 2.
Walter, did you expect to be able to improve your position today, coming here with Hearts playing at home against St Mirren?
No, I definitely didn't. I felt Hearts, obviously, no disrespect to St Mirren, would be favourites to win that one when they were going for the championship. And we knew here that we were going to get a particularly tough match. Dundee United always seem to raise their game against us, and we've dropped points here earlier in the season. So if anybody was in danger of dropping points today, I felt it might have been ourselves. But fortunately, it's turned out the other way.
What factors do you think turned the game your way in the end?
Well, I don't really know that it was any one significant factor. I felt that the game in itself didn't particularly flow that well in terms of the football, and it was a bit scrappy, and it seemed to be at times, you know, a bit iffy, you know, and I don't think there was any spell where any one of the two teams could say that they particularly dominated the match. So I felt that we just played away, and when Alistair McCoist went off, you know, we had already lost Mark Hateley. I wondered about our opportunity to score, but John Brown and Alexa eased these fears a wee bit.
Tell us about McCoist.
Well, he took a knock in the head, which he was seemingly unconscious when they went on. Recovered from that and went back onto the pitch. Once the game started again, he pulled a hamstring. So it was a hamstring injury that caused him to come off, and not a concussion.
And that left you, of course, a very unusual striking partnership of Rideout and Durant. How do you feel that went?
Well, Ian Durrant has come back, and I keep stressing to people that they have to be. I think today he showed little signs of tiredness, having played Tuesday night in the manner in which he did on Tuesday, where he had a terrific game on Tuesday, and he looked a bit tired today, and we knew that was going to happen to him. But he's a player that's got ability, and if he's got ability, he can play anywhere, and he causes teams problems when he plays as a striker. And I felt that he acquitted himself well again.
I reckon you've got 3 points to guarantee winning the championship. Have you had any uneasy feelings about last season when you were caught nearly in the run-in?
Well, I think today's was a big hurdle in that respect. I think if we had dropped anything today and Hearts had gained on us at any time, by the situation that we were in last season, people would have started to maybe put their minds back and say, well, we're going to get caught. I see Ali McCoist coming off, Mark Haitley already injured. We've got 1 or 2 players who are injured at present and are doing well to play for us. And it could have been shades of last season, but fortunately not.
On the injury front, how are the casualties now looking? In particular.
Well, Mark Haitley, he had said 3 weeks from the St Mirren match. He's now been from the St Johnstone game when he was injured. He's now had his fortnight. He was at the game today. He's coming along quite well, but it's still a difficult one to pick when he's actually going to be back playing again. Alistair's hamstring injury I don't think is too bad, and I would hope he'll be fit for next Saturday.
The idea is to win it as soon as possible, is that correct?
Well, I settle for winning it first and foremost. We've still got these points to collect, and I've still got a bit to do. St Mirren next week, and then we're away to Motherwell on a Thursday night after that. So these 2 matches become particularly important for us.